Hello everybody and welcome back. Originally I planned on releasing the video about the second pseudo-legendary today, however I forgot one thing. It's Easter. My family isn't religious or anything, but we still celebrate Easter and Christmas, which basically means there's a lot of food for 3 days. And I figured this time of the year is perfect to show you 3 new regional variants. However, only the first stages because this idea was really spontaneous and I only managed to draw one of each line. Anyways, the first one is Jermanzburg Buneary, based on the Easter Bunny. You probably know what the Easter Bunny is, but in case not, I'm shortly gonna explain it. On Easter, children are visited by the Easter Bunny, who brings them sweets and sometimes toys. It's a bit like Christmas, but on a smaller scale. It is very typical for the Easter Bunny to bring colored eggs. They come in all colors of the rainbow, and a lot of people actually dye the eggs by themselves. Since the Easter Bunny is bringing and most of the time also hiding those eggs, I decided this variant will have some connection to colors. So instead of the fluffy fur, Buneary is now wearing huge splashes of ink, and its hands were meant to look like sidewalk chalk, I don't know. But I didn't really know how to convey that concept, so please just imagine it looked like chalk. I imagine you could find Buneary in the game by following their colorful footprints that will rarely and randomly show up on the streets and sidewalks. Most of its body is this light gray because painters usually wear white coats and, well, this Fakemon is a painter. It is very popular in the artist community because they are very passionate about painting. However, they like to put their footprints on everything, so you have to keep an eye on them. Otherwise, they may put prints on like your hyper-realistic nature pencil drawing, and that will probably suck. If I had one myself, I would probably let it run over a bunch of papers and then draw something out of the prints, because I love creative exercises like drawing from ink splashes, wood patterns, clouds or something similar. So yeah, I would love to have one. And let's see the final design. Here it is, Jermanzburg Buneary, which is the Pokémon equivalent of the Easter Bunny. I just realized I ran into a problem because I didn't think of a typing, and I would just make it a normal type, but that's just the regular Buneary. Okay, weird take, but I'm gonna make it a fighting ground type. Fighting because it will fight anyone who tries to stop it from painting, and ground because sidewalk chalk goes on the ground, I guess? Yeah, why not? I will design the evolution in a future video, so let's move on to the second concept, which is actually kinda related to this line, or at least the concept. A regional Exeggcute based on Easter eggs, which is, well, a pretty obvious concept, but maybe I put an interesting twist on it, or it was the cliche thing to do, I don't know. Anyways, what did I do? Well, first of all I changed the personality to a very cute, innocent and joyful one. On top of that, I added elements of Togepi, which is probably the best known egg Pokemon. I didn't make anything up why Jermanzburg Exeggcute would share the same pattern as Togepi, but we don't have to wrap our minds around that too hard. Maybe you already recognized a connection between this line and Jermanzburg Buneary, the colors red and blue. Buneary has one red and one blue paw, and Exeggcute has red and blue patterns like Togepi. If a Buneary finds an Exeggcute, it will either put a bunch of paw prints over the free spots or try to imitate the triangle shapes and learn a new drawing technique. That would be based on which personality it has. The shine of Exeggcute will be a darker reddish-brown color, which is based on 2 things. First of all, chocolate eggs, which are a very prominent sweet to give away during Easter, and second of all, regular eggs that are dyed with onion skins. It is a more traditional way of dyeing eggs, since you don't need any pre-packaged colors. However, you can only dye them in one color, but it is possible to put some stuff on it and give them negative prints of whatever you put on it. My grandma still uses this technique every year. And here it is, Jermanzburg Exeggcute, a pure fairy type, since a lot of food-based Pokemon have the fairy typing, and because Togepi also is a fairy type, well, at least in the newer generations. This regional variant is probably my favorite one out of the 3, I just find it super adorable, especially the middle egg. Hope you like it as much as I do. If so, please leave a like and subscribe if you haven't. Okay, but that's enough with the promo, let's visit the last regional variant for this video. Jermanzburg Tangela, based on the tradition of the Easter fire. Every Easter on either Saturday, Sunday or Monday, I'm not sure which day it was, a lot of villages, cities or local communities gather a giant pile of wood, which is then lit on fire. Which is definitely terrible for the nature and everyone's lungs, but hey, it's tradition, so who cares? So our Easter fire is on the field right next to our house, so we can actually see it when looking outside of our window. Besides Easter eggs and the Easter bunny, those Easter fires are what I associate most with Easter. When I was a child, those were definitely a lot more popular. There were quite a lot of people, probably because the children wanted to see it. Usually 1 or 2 days before the fire is lit, the fire department has to guard it because there are a lot of stupid people who will try to set the piles on fire, which I'm pretty sure counts as arson. I remember one time someone actually managed to set our Easter fire on fire a few days early, and my dad told me that yesterday someone lit one on fire in one of the neighbor villages. Well, now you know what the Easter fire are. Now to Tangela. So, as you've seen, I decided to trace the body shape. I tried to draw it freehand at first, but I got annoyed after like 2 seconds and asked myself if I hate myself that much, and the answer was no. I never trace, not when I draw other stuff and not when it comes to regional variants. That's just nothing I like to do, but this time I made an exception. Concept-wise, it's, well, a little Easter fire. A little story to how Jermanzburg Tangela was first found. So once a year in the ancient Jermanzburg region, people gathered a giant pile of wood and lit it on fire. The reasons are unimportant. Legend has it that on the 100th anniversary of this event, suddenly a pile of wood became alive, and a handful of burning Tangela started to run out of it. The people were horrified. Some believed those were demons, some believed they were the personification of the fire spirit, and, well, some believed that they accidentally set Pokémon on fire. So they quickly tried to catch the Tangela and put out the fire. However, while trying to catch them, the people realized that the Tangela are not running around because they are in pain, but out of joy. They were jumping around and playing. After that, it became a new tradition to light those ritual fires on fire by letting Tangela jump into it. And here it is, the fire and grass type Jermanzburg Tangela. I honestly never was a fan of Tangela, I just never connected with it, but I love this regional variant. Please let me know if you have any ideas for evolutions of these 3 variants, because I'm not sure if I want to make regional variants of Lopunny, Tank Growth and Exeggcute or regional evolutions. I think for Exeggcute a regional evolution would be fitting, but I don't know yet. If anyone has a cool idea, please let me know. Technically those concepts aren't that complex, so there isn't a lot to work with, but we will see. Happy Easter if you celebrate it, happy Sunday if you don't. Please leave a like, share the video with your friends, subscribe if you haven't, and leave a comment. See you in the comments!